Hi everyone, if you're getting into data engineering, you've probably heard one word pop up more than any other when talking about the cloud: Boto3. Now, if you're like me when I first started, you might be thinking, is it like the name of some new energy drink or what? Actually, it's much more powerful than that. If you've ever felt complexed by clicking around the AWS console, manually creating S3 buckets or triggering Lambda functions, we can now use Boto3 to get it done effortlessly. Today, we're talking about how to automate your entire AWS world using Python and Boto3. So let's keep it simple. Boto3 is the official AWS software development kit, SDK, for Python. Think of AWS as a massive restaurant. You have the kitchen, that's the servers, databases, and storage. But you're the customer sitting at the table. To get what you want, you need a waiter to take your order to the kitchen and bring the food back. In this scenario, Boto3 is your waiter. It allows your Python code to talk directly to AWS services like S3, EC2, DynamoDB, or Redshift. Instead of you clicking buttons in a browser, your code sends a request, and AWS executes it instantly. Why do we use this in data engineering? Two words: scale and automation. Let's look at 3 quick examples of how you'd use it in a real data pipeline. Example 1. Managing S3 buckets. Imagine you have 100 CSV files arriving every morning. You don't want to upload them manually. With Boto3, it's just a few lines of code to check if a bucket exists, create it if it doesn't, and upload all those files in seconds. Example 2. Trigger Glue or Lambda. Let's say your data has just finished uploading. You can use Boto3 to automatically kick off an ETL job in AWS Glue, or trigger a Lambda function to start processing that data. Example 3. Querying Athena, you can even use Boto3 to send SQL queries to AWS Athena, wait for the results, and then pull that data back into a pandas data frame for analysis. It makes your Python scripts incredibly versatile. Now, when you start coding with Boto3, you'll notice 2 ways to interact with services: the client and the resource. This can be confusing, so here is the too long didn't read version. The client, this is the low-level interface. It's very precise and gives you a direct mapping to the underlying AWS API. It returns data in large dictionaries. It's great if you need total control. The resource, this is the high-level object-oriented version. It's more Pythonic. Instead of dealing with complex dictionaries, you interact with objects, like a bucket object. It's usually easier to write and read. Most beginners start with resources because it feels more like natural Python, but as you get into advanced engineering, you'll find yourself using clients for more specific tasks. The bottom line? If you want to be a serious data engineer in the AWS ecosystem, Boto3 isn't just an extra skill. It's a requirement. It turns you from a manual operator into a cloud architect. If this video helped you understand the what and why of Boto3, hit that like button and subscribe for more data engineering deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.